Welcome back to Laker Lowdown. We now have the second part of Matt Armstrong's interview with men's ice hockey coach Ed Gosick. Find out what more we can expect this season from the Lakers on ice.
One of the challenges early on in this season for Coach Gosick has been that of goalie. The once solid position manned by Ryan Scott, Tim Potter, and Chris Hike has turned into an enigma. What are we looking at in goalie this year? We've got Paulie coming back, and we've got Taylor. We also have a new recruit.
Yeah.
What's the current state of your goalie situation?
Well, the facts are that Beckwith played 7 games. He's lost the weight. He's had the surgery. He's rehabbed, properly. He's in much better conditioning. Now will come the mental part of getting yourself to battle every practice, to prepare yourself for the game situation and be able to hold his focus for 3 periods. Kyle Gunn-Taylor, of the 3, technically has the most college experience. Coming from Buff State, having played, for them, having played against us, having played some good games. Technically, he has the most experience. The new goalie, Jones, obviously we wouldn't have brought him in if we didn't think that he could play. Will he be ready right away? Will he be, up for the college experience? We'll find out.
How do you feel? I know it's very early in the season. It's almost impossible to speculate how you're going to fare against those top of the division teams. But if you had to put a rough guess on it based on, your returners and the energy of the new kids coming in, how do you feel as you're going to fare against the top of the division teams where you hope to stand at the end of February and March?
Good question. Based on what we see right now, after 4 practices, we're pleasantly surprised. And meaning that, hey, we wouldn't have recruited him if we didn't think that they would help our program. So we're very optimistic at this point, cautiously optimistic. It's going to be a learning curve, but as we said, the sooner that they can develop their own identity, that team chemistry comes together, the greater chances of us being successful against the top teams. As you said, Elmira, a top 5 team in the country, to start the year off in a 2-game series with them. Hey, we'll know early on what it is we're dealing with.
All right, and lastly, let's talk about fan support. You've got your outstanding booster club. You've got a rapid group of fans that come to the Campus Center for every game. And, as you said, anywhere from 800 to 1,000 season ticket holders. How crucial is that to a team just to have that support and to, want to succeed for the fans?
When we get a recruit here to visit, the truth is they see the atmosphere, they see the way that the team is embraced in the community and with our students. It's a fun place to play. They want to be part of it. And so we appreciate that support. I hope people don't think that we take it for granted. We appreciate the student support. We appreciate the community support. And it just helps the program in general when it helps when the players are playing, it helps with the recruiting process, it helps build that culture, and we're very pleased with that. Hey, we think it can get better. We'd like to sell out every game. That's our goal. It is, whether it's the last place team in our league or our rivalry with Plattsburgh, hey, we want 2,600 or 3,000 people in the building every night. And we keep working towards that with the support of our administration and our players. And winning alone, unfortunately, isn't good enough. You have to go and do those extra things to keep that fan support there. But I hope everyone clearly understands that we appreciate it, the players appreciate it, and that's part of our success, obviously.
The field hockey team hosted the New Paltz Hawks in the last SUNYAC game of the season Saturday afternoon, and Laker Lowdown was there to catch the action. A beautiful fall day, great afternoon for some field hockey action at Laker Field. Your Oswego State Lakers hosting the Hawks of New Paltz. Lakers coming off a loss from the day before, starting out aggressive in the first half, but a little too much in this pile-up, awarding New Paltz's Hannah Peters with a penalty stroke. But Peters is denied by goalie Jamie Sharfy. Teammates are happy about that one. They want to be the first to get on the board today. Katie Majikowski finds Jordan McGuire in the middle of the field, fakes a shot before passing to Alyssa Hare in the left post in perfect position to tap the ball in, past New Paltz goalkeeper. Now New Paltz on the offensive. Kristen Bergman dribbling up quickly up the field, gets it to Stacy Miller, who finds the back of the net and her team to tie the game. With the game winding down, both teams determined to gain possession, but unfortunately for this girl, Anne-Marie Rudd, she takes a nosedive, but is able to walk off the field. Getting back into the action now, New Paltz on attack the whole game, outshooting Oswego 18-5, but Schloss is blocked here by Sharfie, making a huge save with just under 7 minutes. New Paltz just wouldn't let down. Stacy Miller gets the ball up the field past all Laker defenders and by Sharfie, and hits the game winner. Her second goal of the game, giving the Hawks a 2-1 victory. In the last conference game of the season, New Paltz and Oswego both finished with a 2-4 record. Oswego coach Brandy Ostrander talks about her team's performance.
Really good game. We put together like a solid game. Wasn't quite 70 minutes. I mean, but we dominated the second half of that game. We were just unfortunate with our shots. So this game, we wanted to take shots. We wanted to push the ball up offensively. And we had success in that, but once again, we got the first goal of the game and couldn't hold on to it. And New Paltz has improved tremendously since last year. You know, we beat them last year 5-2, and they brought a very good game this year. The SUNYAC conference is way more competitive this year, and you know, it was a tough loss yesterday. It's an even tougher loss today.
The men's soccer team has gone into overtime on 5 separate occasions prior to their game Saturday against Geneseo. Let's see if this one was able to end in the normal 90 minutes. The Oswego State's men's soccer team taking on Geneseo Saturday afternoon. Tony Green pushing the ball up and taken down by several Knights. You'll see a similar theme throughout the game. Oswego trying to get an early score, but the goalie right there to make one of his 3 saves on the day. On the other side, the Knights on a corner kick, bodies colliding as the ball goes off a white jersey and eventually out of bounds. Like I said, this game is pretty much dead even on the 50-50 balls. Bounces off the heads of 5 different players. I thought this was considered football. Okay, there we go. Some rough play by number 8, Andy Marzo. The ref had to take the time and talk to the Geneseo player. Oswego coach not happy about it. There were 37 fouls in the course of the game. But not soon after this is junior Felipe Cavalcanti take a tumble. He'll be all right. And adrenaline is still running high in the second half as the Geneseo player is down on the ground with his teammates being held back. The refs are able to keep it under control. 4 yellow cards and 2 red were handed out during this game. And time running once again, Cavalcanti laid out, but no whistles blown as play continues on. He's not happy about that one. Yuta Shimizu of Geneseo awarded the free kick, but his teammate just misses the opportunity as goalie Matt Whopper is able to snag it. And coming back the other way, Oswego's attempt falls short at the end of regulation, so let's go to OT. But it's still just as physical. Brian Pecciana falls on the ground there. But the golden rule, eye for an eye, Andy Marzo gets it for Geneseo. No goals, let's go to a second OT. Nearing the end of extra minutes, Geneseo can't get control of the ball as Whopper records his ace save. And last chance for Oswego, do they get it? Nope, the goalie stops it. After 110 minutes of play, the game ends in an 0-0 tie, but due to SUNYAC standings, a shootout had to be done, where the Knights came out on top 3-1. Lakers fall to 4-8-1 overall and 3-3-1 in the league, while Geneseo moves up to 4-2-1 in the conference.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're going to take a look at some of the sports we couldn't get a chance to cover in this segment we call Around the Lake. And first up, this past Friday, women's soccer in a double overtime thriller on the road against Buff State. They walk away with a 1-1 tie. Michelle Bateman scored a goal. Christina Fugosi had 13 saves, but Brockport outshot Oswego State 30-13. And on Saturday afternoon, they fall to the Geneseo Knights. And that game has them looking out at the playoff picture. The Lady Lakers, 2-4 in conference behind Geneseo and Cortland. They've got 2 more games coming up this weekend.
The field hockey team was in action last Tuesday night as they defeated Wells College 1-0. This is the most wins they've had since 2002. And on a side note, the field hockey team was also in action last Friday in a 1-0 loss to Oneonta. And the cross-country team was at an invitational at the University of Rochester last Saturday. The men's team came finishing in 6th place, while the women's team, not all members
They weren't even there, no.
They didn't even go. But
a couple of them went, but not enough to score points, it looks like.
But this girl did, Angeline Torriella, who finished 51st out of 130 with a time of 21:07.
Yeah, we could do that, right? Well, coming up, we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we're going to take a look at what's popping this weekend. We'll also look back at this past Saturday's green, gold, and pink game with the men's lac squad. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.